During this Connected Investor Success Short, you'll hear 3 real estate investing pros explain exactly how to implement the strategies that made them millionaires. Brought to you by PrivateLenders.com, where real estate investors go to get private funding for all of their real estate investments. Make sure to check out the links in the description of this video for full lessons and free giveaways. Let's get started. His name is Jerry Stephens, and the information he's planning on sharing with you today will help you start investing in real estate using some creative deal structuring strategies that very few people know about. Why don't you just kind of outline the high-level steps to complete a Subject 2?
So one of the first things I tell anybody is go find your attorney, or go to your attorney and go to your insurance agent.
It sounds like you need to make sure you have your paperwork lined up to be able to do this, because you have to explain what a Subject 2 is to the homeowner.
Absolutely.
You said, hey, I want to do Subject 2 investing. I got the professionals. I got the paperwork. I understand what this is. Now, what do I do?
Okay. Well, basically, it's no different than your typical marketing that you do for your wholesaling. You skip trace people, you call them, you mail.
You find the motivated sellers.
Absolutely. You find the motivated sellers. A lot of times the Subject 2s are going to be non-owner occupants. They're not going to live in the home. Now, we do pick up 1 or 2 here and there where the people are in a situation where they have to move and they don't, want to deal with the property. But when we go talk to these individuals, we listen to them. And as a real estate investor, we look at it, I look at it, my team looks at it, my acquisitions managers look at it as we're problem solving. So we listen to a person's situation and we apply what best fits that individual. And in these situations that we're talking about, a Subject 2, we let them know this is a program that we have. We offer this solution to people who are in your same situation, and it affords them to just walk away from the property.
Whenever you and I were talking, you said you contribute a lot of your success to the fact you never stop educating yourself in business or anything in life. I mean, this seems a bit obvious, right? The more you learn, the more you earn. But why do you contribute that as your number one factor in your success?
Ross, I learned really early on when I started real estate investing. I knew a lot about a little. And there was a whole world out there and there's still a whole world out there that I'm still learning every day. I've been, like you said, I've been doing this 9 years, and, we still come across things that, new ways, new technologies, new ways to get really, to get deals that we can structure that can help, the homeowner and help, us move, properties. And it's just, I love reading. It's just who I am. And I will probably tell anyone to always educate themselves.
The Connected Investors app connects you with investors, notifies you of available properties, helps locate cash buyers, and secure private funding to close deals. Set up in seconds to become a member of the Connected Investors social network. Now you can scroll through your main feed to find cash buyers, see investment properties not available to the general public, and network with investors by adding your own comments to a thread to keep the conversation going. The Control Center is your connection to add properties to sell, start new discussions, connect with local investors, and even find private funding. The Notifications tab will keep you alerted to new investment properties and offers. You'll also find new friend requests to connect directly with the community to build your network. From the property marketplace, you'll be able to find, favorite, and make offers on investment properties. Download Connected Investors today to find, figure, fund, and flip investment properties on the go.
Great. Well, we talked a little earlier about the 3 steps, and you talked about it being the marketing, the acquisition, and the disposition. So
correct.
Let's go ahead and start with the marketing.
Yeah. So marketing, you always want leads and opportunities coming into your pipeline. That's how you're going to connect with motivated or distressed sellers. Think of if you've ever gone fishing, the more lines you have in the water, the more opportunities you have to bring in a fish. With marketing, it's the same thing. Is you want to try to connect with motivated sellers who are most likely the people that are going to want to sell their house at a discount.
All right. So we talked about the marketing. Let's talk about the acquisition.
Yes. So one of the biggest tips I think I can share with listeners right now is study. Obviously, we just talked about marketing. So if you do nothing else but just focus on learning sales and marketing, you will never starve. You'll never go broke. In any business, I know Ross can attribute, can attest to this, I should say. It's a sales and marketing. So if those two skills are something that you focus on, you're always going to be well. So, when it comes to acquisitions, it's about how to build rapport with people. It's how to connect. It's how to solve somebody's problem. Again, real estate is just a product. Essentially, we're problem solvers. Acquisitions, it's great if you market and the leads come in, but if you don't know how to relate to these people, you don't know how to talk to them, it's kind of flushing money down the toilet. You might get lucky on a deal now or there, but sales and marketing, that's the takeaway, is just spend most of your time learning that.
All right, let's talk about maybe the easiest and the most fun part of wholesaling, the disposition.
Yes. Man, dispositions, there's so many ways to connect with cash buyers. One of my favorite, this is not sexy. It's not going to turn any heads, but it's here's what I'll say. It's bandit signs. But before I even get into bandit signs, Ross, the more competitive our marketplace gets, I truly believe the more archaic marketing is, the more efficient archaic marketing happens. So we put out a bandit sign that says, sleep with me, 3-2, cash only, and a phone number. And our phones blow up.
Alex, you contribute a lot of your success to your focus on giving first and always adding value to others. Why do you think that's played such a huge role in your success?
I've been asked that question before in the past. And initially, years ago, I thought it was about the law of reciprocation. Initially, if I'm being honest, it was I would give to receive. And I quickly realized that I had the wrong intentions. This was many, many years ago, probably over a decade ago. And ever since, I realized that I think it was Tony Robbins that said it when I went to Unleash the Power Within back in 2007. It was around that time that I had a paradigm shift, that I stopped giving in order to receive. He said something from the stage. He said, the secret to living a fulfilled, happy life and the secret to life is to give. And ever since then, I really, really took that to heart. And I've always approached relationships with wanting to give. And, when you give, you're going to naturally receive. But I think if you come at it from a heart where you just want to help and add value, have a positive impact on that person's life, man, it just leads to more happiness and fulfillment. At least that's been my experience.
Before we jumped on the line here, we talked about the steps, and there's more than 3 steps for this. So the steps are high level: to find it. We're going to show you how to do that. To buy the note, to repair it, to rent it, then to foreclose on it, and then you have title.
And add one quick step: before you repair and rent it, you need to appoint a receiver. That's the key. That's the key link.
How would someone, possibly be able to access these pre-REOs on their own? You don't have to give us your whole business model, but just high level.
We're trying to create a program, pilot a program right now, prove that this works, and then we're going to go to the biggest lenders in the country, and hedge funds, lenders, banks, and say, hey, we know you have this problem, and we're pitching. You go to lenders and servicers, point out that they're at a disadvantage. The local guy always has an advantage. For a change, the local guy, they know they can get contractors, help work with the receiver. They could even do things like rented Airbnb. What we've done is we found a way that an investor, a pre-REO investor, can earn revenue during the foreclosure process. It makes sense to take care of the property. There's a tenant there, the grass is getting cut, the snow is getting removed. All those things that take away value are exactly. Now they're adding the values.
Step number 2 is to buy the note and become the mortgage holder. Can you just explain what that means?
Sure, you're buying the mortgage. So many of us, if you own a property or own rental property, you have a mortgage. So you're basically buying that. So somebody owes $100,000 on their home, you're buying that piece of debt.
So we talked about finding it. We talked about the notes, the appointing the receiver. Now you kind of have this limbo ownership of the property to where you can rent it, you can repair it, but you can't sell it.
I mean, some of these properties would be turnkey, probably need some cleanup. Others would need paint and carpet, cosmetic stuff. Others will need major work. The good news is that the price will reflect what the perceived value of the property is, which is considers those repairs.
So when can you start the foreclosure process? How much does that cost? And are they doing it, or are they just kind of signing the paperwork and someone else is doing it?
They're signing the paperwork and having a law firm do it.
George, you contribute a lot of your success to reinventing yourself. Why do you think that's played such a big role in your success?
Sure. Lots of times, I always say you learn more from your failures than your successes. So try something, fails, iterate, change, iterate until you find the path that works. I mean, that's like everything in life's that way. And the goal, I've been good. I think one of my attributes is not getting discouraged when the first or second or third iteration fails and you're saying, this just isn't working. And other people would say, hey, let's cut our losses, let's move on. And I would say, no, there's something here, it's something here. Let's, it's the 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th iteration. All of a sudden you say, hey, now we're in the fast lane and this thing's working. But all my businesses are like that. And you just have to keep slugging it out till you gain some traction.
You can also throw your name into a drawing to win our $3,000 software called PIN that pinpoints all of the best deals in any market and all of the most active buyers and private lenders as well. So it's the one piece of software you need to find any type of deal, whether it's an apartment complex or a single family house. If you're looking for it, it's inside PIN, and we're going to give it to one of our lucky listeners who visit exactlyhow.com. If you're watching this live, go ahead and go there right now. We haven't picked the name yet. Throw your name into the hat and you might be walking away with this software.